Okay. Have you guys already reviewed the results from the survey that we sent out to the deaf community and everybody else? Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So first, I wanted to hear your response to that and what your thoughts were to that survey on either group, the deaf community or the general community. I wanted to know your thoughts. Megan says, I was surprised we had a good number of positive responses. So that was, yeah, it felt very positive as I was reading through most of the responses. So that was my first thought, is that it was positive. All right, anything else? Christopher saying, I noticed, the deaf community specifically with their answers, the independent contractors, they've noticed in Memphis there's smaller numbers, and then that's what I noticed for the deaf part. Anyone else? Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh.
Sorry, a voice for that part. I was saying that I felt like with the interpreters being so positive before, there was a number of them that thought no jobs, can't become licensed, but since they were positive like Megan, I feel like we can feel positive too.
All right, any other comments? Anybody else would like to add anything? Beth? Kayla? All right, perfect. I guess I'll go ahead and share my experience if you wouldn't mind. So there were two takeaways I got from that. Was the RID in Nashville and Memphis. In my opinion, they felt like there was a small number of people that were involved in the survey compared to just in general and overall. And the hearing interpreters, I kind of expected more responses. We got about 80. I was expecting more responses than that, but 80 wasn't too bad. That was substantial. I did, I was curious. I was wondering about if we should run this survey again, because the responses from Nashville and Memphis weren't what we were expecting. Was wondering if we should have more responses from both of them. So I don't know if we want to do that or not. I just was wondering what your thoughts were.
I can't speak for Nashville or Memphis, obviously. Our local community is just not real vested in having an opinion. I just, we've talked about it at different things that we're having. We encouraged them to fill out the survey. I know that we didn't have a lot of responses. Of course, our community is a lot smaller and it's spread out a lot. And so I think that might have had some impact on how many people filled it out. So I don't think they have a strong opinion one way or the other, so they don't feel motivated to fill out the survey.
I understand. And Amy, you had your hand up? Yeah, it was just easier for me, but as far as Nashville goes, I don't know about Memphis, but most of them aren't really, on social media, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. Plus, we didn't really advertise it here, and so not much was said. I know we did, but I didn't see other organizations sending that out. Plus, I don't know if there's people on Facebook or, you know, how we could outreach them through email, how that works. So I don't know if we need to try again. I don't know if the results will be different. Kayla?
Yeah, I'll voice so that Summer can interpret. Can you hear me? Yeah, great. So SLS, we did send out an email for our interpreters, but I don't know if any other agencies did that, whether that be here, Johnson City, Memphis. But I think that that is probably a better way to reach people rather than just relying on social media. Because even if it was advertised heavily on social media, the algorithm might not reach you, or if you're not on that specific day, you might miss the advertisement, something along those lines. So I think if we were to do this again, emailing, like sending out a big email would probably be the best approach.
Yeah, we sent out direct emails to all of our consumers, and of course the staff all were well aware of it too. So, but we did do emails and Facebook and our website. So, I mean, I'll be glad if you guys do it again. We'll try to encourage people, but I don't know how else to get them to do it, you know.
Megan? Yeah, I think we could send it out again. I mean, it's an interesting idea. If people look at it and see that we've sent it out again, maybe they'll realize, you know, we're trying to actually get more answers, and they would fill it out, be more willing to fill it out again. Then July, we have 2 local meetings, June 21st and 22nd. So we could advertise it there. We could have it separate, our meeting on Zoom, and we could advertise it there. So the people there can just click on the link and fill it out really easily. So that, you know, may be an opportunity to pull in more people as well. I have a question for you, Megan. How many people are you expecting to attend this event? It's an online Zoom event, so 2 locations are hosting it. But we've got Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and they all have their own centers. So we're going to be having a meeting. So you'll see them in person. It might be a better chance to get them to fill it out. Might be easier to get more people to fill it out that way. Amy?
I'll voice, sorry. I forgot that I can do that. I know that most of our local interpreters did fill it out. I'm worried that if we continue to send out survey after survey, meeting after meeting, their motivation might start diminishing. I know that a lot of people are ready to get the ball rolling, and it still isn't going to reach the deaf community. And I think we've already seen a lot of interpreters show up to the virtual meetings. A lot of interpreters fill out the surveys, but if we do another survey, it's still in Nashville anyway, going to be hard, and Beth sounds the same, to get our deaf community to respond. So just my 2 cents.
Okay, well, thank you for your feedback. Yeah, I like bouncing our ideas off of each other. I really appreciate your feedback. I think that's all for that right now. We're just trying to figure out what the next steps is we're going to do. Because I know you guys' job is hard. Just trying to figure out these next steps.
I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of surveys. Like everybody and their brother send out surveys. And I find myself sometimes thinking, oh, I've done that one, and I go back and or I click on it to see if I've done it. And then it is frustrating to keep getting reminders, and you like, I've done that one, you know, or I'll get halfway through it and think I've already done this survey, you know, and should I go ahead and complete it again? And I think it does get surveys are so overloaded right now. I mean, I don't know about you, but it is for an independent living. It is just surveyed. I'm surveyed out. So I don't know. Survey fatigue.
All right, well, thank you for sharing that. What do you think her next step should be? Not here today, but Valerie Jackson had contacted me and letting me know there was a person who focuses on, I guess, writing laws, and he has a person that knows a lot about that. Maybe he could help us write an amendment. And I remember
Craig,
Craig. I had worked with Craig before with disability rights in Tennessee, and Craig was involved with us working on that before. So maybe we could utilize his help and he could work with us. I think he was an executive director or assistant or something. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe he could provide some assistance. Help us figure out exactly how to get started on this, like start a draft or something, because I don't know what specifically we need to do next or how to do it. All right, yeah, perfect. I think we're all on the same page pretty much. I think in my opinion, the next step would be to get together and document what we have and what we don't have and what we're planning on setting up in the future as far as certifications and licensure goes, and how we should proceed with those two paths. Based on what we hear and what we see in the community, and based on the surveys that we've received. And once we feel like we're pretty good with that, then we can go ahead and start writing out a draft and structure and a plan for what that vision would look like. I feel like once we get that done, we can communicate it better with the community and show them what our plans are for the community in Tennessee as far as licensure goes. Once we get all that research done, we don't have to rush or anything. We should just take our time and submit a bill, but that's my thought. Yes, Christopher. I also suggest maybe comparing to other states. We could find out, what mistakes they have made in the past, so we don't make the same mistakes here. Yeah. Amy.
I wonder if, as we're doing that, if meeting in person might be a good option, because it might be a little harder, to write those ideas and drafts virtually, or a running document would probably work too. And then I wonder also, as we get that stuff written out and we decide everything looks pretty good, when we do the next round of in-person meetings, telling them what we have and then collecting their feedback on that, instead of continually ask them if they want a licensure, to tell them what we're hoping for and get their feedback.
All right, any other concerns anybody else wants to bring up while we're here? All right. Yeah, I know summer's not a good time to send out those surveys because everybody's pretty busy, or maybe late October, early September, somewhere around there would be better. Do you guys have any preferences? If we can, maybe in August, early August. I know September with school starting and kids at UT and everything, it's really overwhelming. So maybe the first or second week of August would be good. Is that okay with everybody else?
And I just want to clarify, would that meeting be in person or virtually again? Are we aiming to do in person or? Sorry.
I think in person would be good. So far, we've just done virtual meetings, so it would be nice to see each other in person. So we can start with that. And then we can meet in Nashville since that's in the middle. And I'll be going in August anyway, so I think August is a good time, the first week. Yeah, we can do that. Like in the afternoon. I have a director's meeting from 11 to 1, and then after that I could meet.
We have an office to meet at if you want to utilize that.
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, I think that's ideal.
Is that the meeting at, when you talk about directors meeting, is that the meeting before the Deaf Council meeting in August?
Right.
And that's August the 1st?
Yeah, the director's meeting. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, we have that meeting from 11 to 1, and then the rest of the afternoon, nothing. So we're pretty free. Yeah, just let us know what time and we can put it down, make sure that it works for the team.
Amy, how far is your office from Bridges? Sorry.
It's about 20 minutes on 24 south of Bridges. So it's in Smyrna.
Okay. Nashville traffic's just such a nightmare sometimes.
It's the opposite, so it's better.
Oh, it's 20 minutes south. Okay, so that means 2 o'clock probably. The director's meeting ends at 1, and then we gotta drive there. So 2 sounds good. Great. Yeah, it's a Thursday. I'm excited to see you guys.
I probably
Your
won't
office
be
have
able
enough
to.
room for 9 people if all of us come? How many? Well, we have 10 hearing and 10 deaf, so that would be 20. We might not need room for all of us, but maybe 15, 10, 15. Yeah, I think I have enough room.
We also have the option to do it hybrid virtually for those who can't make it in person. We could set it up to have it run virtually as
I have scheduled a 2 o'clock with Tiffany. That's that statewide meeting they do, the first Thursday meeting. Or do you guys attend that? Or because that's at 2 o'clock on that same day.
Yeah, I didn't get anything.
Well,
about
she announced it at the last council meeting and she said she'd like to have centered representation. We hadn't been participating till now, but anyway, so I'll probably not, I'll have to pick one to go to. I'll pick a meeting.
Yeah, and I can email Tiffany as well and ask. And we can just see how it's going to work out. Sound good?
if there's a conflict on the first afternoon, we could do the Friday afternoon after the TCDD BHH meeting.
Yeah, I can do that. I have no problem with that. I don't know how Megan feels. And that's fine. I can do the afternoon. Yeah, so I'll check the schedule and see. We'll go from there. Great. Anything else anybody wants to add? Amy?
Do you want us to have anything prepared before that meeting? Should we start like jotting ideas just so we have a starting place, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, so let's get the date set up first, and then I'll send out an email with the exact plan. I want you guys to just bring what your individual organization's goals are, and then we can just start the process from there and decide where to go. And we can check with other states as well. We can research into what they're doing in their info. Yeah, sounds like it's all coming along. We're in a good starting place. It's been a year. All right, so I think that's it from my end, unless you guys have anything else you'd like to share or add we haven't covered yet. Okay. All right, short and sweet. That's the best. All right, I will see you guys soon.